Hello and welcome to day, I think it is day 9 today. Been a while since I've come for a ride, and so before we talk about Kangarilla and all that, I'm dedicating this ride to a little animal that I've lost recently. Her name was Lilu. And if you've watched any movies, it's the name of a character from a movie called The Fifth Element that starred Bruce Willis. She was a very small kitten that kind of fell into the household. Your meows on the outside and food missing that you put out. It should have still been with its mother and brothers and sisters, but it was just there, and so the cutest little thing. And if you have a look, I'll try and bring it up. There you are. You can see by these photos that she was just the most beautiful little thing, affectionate, playful, wanted to sleep next to you. And so I hardly got much sleep because I was afraid that I was going to roll over and I'll squash her. But I wasn't a very good owner. I've got a large goof of a dog who doesn't know her own strength, and she was just too small and delicate, and yeah. So I didn't know whether I was actually going to do this ride or not. It was my enthusiasm for everything just disappeared when Lilu passed away. But so that was a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So I'm getting there. It's not the easiest, but I am getting there. So let's get on to this day, shall we? So this day is dedicated to that cute little girl, and my ride's going to be fairly quick today. Just want to be able to do 4 or 5 shots, 5 or 6 shots. The first one, you saw me just riding up to Kangarilla, and you can see why I'm not there at the moment, because there's just cars everywhere. I couldn't park there. It's a place that I've been past hundreds of times, but I never thought that I could get the letter K from it. I've been going up to Kapunda, up mid-north for that, and I didn't need to. Well, I did need to because I wanted to get the big miner statue out of Kapunda, but for the letter K, I found that I didn't need to. The letter K is just here. As I said, it was just something so obvious I didn't think about it. So when you're planning your trip, if you're going to do the ABC of touring, don't let the too obvious places slip your mind. Even though I've did lots of planning and I went through the letter K's and all that, I never thought of Kangarilla. But anyway, the photo's done, and that's another one off the road. I was going to get prepared to go out really early this morning, but I didn't. I mean, if I was really organised, I would have had my jacket and my riding pants ready and my boots, helmet, everything out ready to go, but they were still in the cupboard. I got the GoPro organised, and so even this morning I had to attach the little case to the bike. I could have done that last night, but I didn't. Then I look at the GoPro and I made sure the battery was charged. Good. But it was 3/4 full. So I had to spend time on the computer downloading all the files and emptying the card out. So I wasn't that organised. The spare battery for the GoPro. Yeah, it's still sitting on the desk at home. What else didn't I do? My little list of where to go. I looked at, because this is a zigzaggy kind of day, because I want to get some national parks. I wrote down I had to go down to Kangarilla, right, and then from Kangarilla back to Clarendon, turn right onto the road that goes across there, and then turn right just before the Blackwood Golf Club, and the Blackwell Golf Club is just up there. And so this is called Dorset Vale Road, and it's going to take me down to Scott Creek. I hope it's going to take me down to Scott Creek. And then when I finish there, I'll have to come back up to this road again, continue on, and then I'm going to get lost. Because I don't have my little piece of paper to say, turn on this road, turn on this road. I hope I have coverage so I can go onto Google Maps and see where am I. So, another tip when you're doing this competition, be prepared. Make sure everything is there. Put it in your bag right there the night before so you don't forget it. But I'll continue on. It's nice and quiet. You might have seen on some of the little video already, a little up in this area of the Adelaide Hills, all these people putting out Santas out the front of their property on the road. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I will close up now and continue down to Scott Creek. And I haven't washed my bike today, but that's good because there's about 200 or 300 meters of dirt road I've got to go onto, so you can't be helped. If I want to get the sign, I've got to find that bit of dirt road. So yeah, it's all right. All right, I'll talk to you when we get to Scott Creek. Well, I was wrong, no dirt road to get here. The dirt road starts just over there, which I'll show you in a minute. But Scott Creek Conservation Park, and it just, goes all the way over there. On the way down, I did smell, and you can see on the right hand side of the road where it's been burnt recently. I don't know whether that was a burn off or whether it was just a fire in itself, but a bit of a worry when you do smell the burning. There's even a bit more burning over there that I can see. So it wasn't that bad. So I kind of know where I'm going to go to next. Yeah, kind of. I'm going to go back the same way that I came, back up to the Cherry Gardens Road, and then head and then turn. So I can go for about another 5 minutes before I'm going to have to stop and then check the phone for Google Maps and directions. And the only trouble with directions is that you've actually got to know where you've got to go. I did all that on the computer last night, and I zoomed in with Street View and all the rest. Something that you just can't do with a phone. So it's going to be interesting to see if I can find the next conservation park, which is Sir Mark Oliphant Conservation Park. It's a sign that's off a small road, which is off another small road, and last time I kind of stumbled across it. I was looking and I was just getting lost. I thought, oh, I might as well just go up this road, and hey, it was there. So I've only been there once, and that was by accident anyway, so it's going to be interesting to see whether I can actually do this. Right, so let me just have a quick little show you around. Right, so there's the Conservation Park sign, and it just goes all the way up there, all the way along, and right over there you can see in the distance that's where it's been burnt again. And the roadway that I came, there you can see it turns into the dirt road, and then just heads off and on. I've been on there on the car a couple of times and it's not bad. But this is some old equipment, an old Almada mine history. Copper was discovered here in 1850. A shaft was sunk 9 meters, and there you go. So a little bit of history for around here at Scott Creek. So Some old building over there, I've got no idea. Perhaps it might have been a homestead or just an outbuilding or something while the mine was being built. Looks like some remnants of the mine over there. But I haven't gone for a walk here. I should, but not today. Okay, let's get back on the bike and get lost and see where we turn up. Alright, so from Lulu and me, thank you for joining us, and I will talk to you wherever I turn up. Alright, so it's goodbye from Scott Creek. Hey, I had to check, and I'm kind of on the right road. I've got to go that way. Hi dogs. Fingers crossed. So Mark Oliphant Conservation Park. Actually, it just says Mark Oliphant Conservation Park, so whoops, never mind. This isn't the spot that I took my photograph last year. I don't know. It's not, but it's not here. It could be further up there, but hey, I found a sound. I found a sign that I could use. Now you can see there's a locked gate here, which means I'm not able to get my bike up close to the sign behind me. So for the photograph I took, I had to be a little bit creative. And so this is, I don't know, 10, 15 meters away, that this conservation park sign. Because I know a little bit about photography, well I should, seeing I taught the damn thing for quite a few years. One thing, when you use a zoom on a lens, it compresses the photograph. In other words, the more you zoom in, the background becomes closer. So if and that camera where you're looking from, a good 10 meters away, and I've zoomed in almost the entire way on that camera. That way it brings the sign in, so it's not a small sign behind the camera. If I took the same photograph with the camera zoomed out and got the same amount of bike, that sign would look way, 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 way in the distance, and I wouldn't be able to see it. So if there are times that you can't get to a signage, then zoom in as much as possible. That means you can take your camera back further, still see the bike because you've got to show that you're on your Harley to be part of the competition, and that will bring the sign in a lot closer. So, bit of a photography trick. If you don't, if the sign is really close, then you can have your camera set on the widest possible angle. But if you're in this situation where the sign's way back there and you can't get to it, like for example the Scott Creek, I was very lucky. A wire on the fence was down, so I just rode in and parked right in front of the sign. But this one, I'm stuck away from it. So Mark Oliphant Conservation Park, it's fairly big, lots of treks. You can go wandering, no animals, no horses, no bushfires, and no push bikes. Other than that, have fun. Okay, so I did have to stop, as you can see, and it wasn't that far up from that little road, so I would like to try and find where I was last time and find the same sign, but I don't know. It could be anywhere. So from here, I've got to make my way to My Law. There's another conservation park there, and if I only had my piece of paper with my directions, it'd be handy. But I don't. All right, so this one's done. I'll pack up, I'll pack you up, and I'll check my Google Maps. I do have signal, thank goodness. I know I've got to go back the same way that I came and then continue on another road and then turn somewhere, but I can't remember now, so I'm going to have to look. All right, so Lilu and I say goodbye for the moment, and we'll talk to you soon. My Conservation Park, just outside of My Law, the township, obviously. But I got lost twice coming here. I looked at the maps when I was at Mark Oliphant Conservation Park, and I see I had to go to that road, turn left onto this road, and then turn right onto a road that says Ridge Road. And so instead of turning left the first time, I went right, and I ended up on Scott Creek Road, heading back to the Scott Creek Conservation Park, and lots of road and all the rest. And yeah, how I can get lost. I'd love a GPS for the bike, but unfortunately they're about 3 times the price of a car GPS. You can get a good car one for about a couple of $100. A bike one, it's around $700 from what I last looked, $600, $700. I don't really need one that's going to be waterproof and hail-proof and snow-proof and all the rest. I just need a GPS that would clamp onto the handlebar, and I'll have to get the Harley people to wire up a power cord for me. And that means I wouldn't have got lost all these times. And especially when I did that interstate trip a couple of years ago, I definitely would not have got lost. I mean, even driving around Adelaide, I have the GPS going in my car, even though I know where I'm going. It's just, you know, safety or whatever. All right, so My Law done. You might be able to see from the slope of the road, I almost let the bike go last time I was here. It's definitely not an easy place to park, so it's in gear, it's leaning that way, so I'm going to have to roll down the hill backwards slowly, turn into a little parking bay, then I could be able to get going again. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 for the day. Last one coming up, and you're not going to see any travelling photographs for this because I couldn't tell whether the GoPro was on or not, and it was on for a lot of time of footage that I don't really need. And as soon as I got here, beep, 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 it turned itself off because it's a flat battery. And of course, my spare battery, which is charged, is at home because I wasn't organised. Yeah, so I've never been here before. I've been here to take the photograph, but I've never gone for walks. And so I don't know how big it is or what it's like or anything else. So I'm one of these typical people who live in an area that, you know, it's the tourists that come and see all the touristy places and do all the sightseeing and so on. I really should, but not this week coming up. We've got 4 days of 40 degrees coming up next week. Supposedly going to break the all-time heat wave record for Australia. They're expecting some places in Australia to go past 50 degrees. Wow. Last time I was out on a 42, 43 degree day, you could feel the hot air just pushing against you saying, I don't want you to walk. I think, wow. So that's going to be under shade. I'm going to be in an air-conditioned room, and that's where I'll just live day in and day out until the cool change comes next weekend. But it could be worse. It could be Sydney, where we don't have blue sky. We've got dust and smoke and pollutants in the air because of all the bushfires. So I keep complaining, don't I? All right, so the next thing you're going to look at is me at wherever I end up taking the last photograph for the day. There's going to be no here to or moving footage, unfortunately. If I'd only remembered the other battery, which would be really good. Okay, I'll get packed up. I've taken my 2 photographs. Always take a couple just in case I don't like one or it doesn't look good. Hopefully I'll be able to see the magazine cover okay. Might need a bit of photo manipulation just to make it a little bit darker so you can see that it actually is this year's and not last year's. And I'll head on off I'll try and think about where I can go for the next one. I've got about 4 different places that I could go to, but I'm going to have to think of which one I'm going to go. All right, so Lilu and I say thank you for joining us so far, and we will talk to you as soon as this finishes. But for me, it's going to take a bit of time, obviously. All right, okay, better turn this off and enjoy the nice sunny weather. Welcome to Green Hill Recreation Park. A couple of ways to get here. I decided to take the scenic route. So where was I before? Mylor. It had a little bit of travelling music just to help it out, so that's okay. Okay, it's a weird, different. So where was I? Mylor. Oh yes. So from Mylor, Stirling, Aldgate, Freeway to Crafers past Mount Lofty, and then down Green Hill Road. And this is basically the last sharp turn before you get down to the Green Hill Road proper. I'll turn the camera around so you can see, but there's nothing really too much to see. I can't see the city from here. I can't see the ocean. I can't see much of this recreation park because it's just a hillside with, I don't know. So I'm assuming there's a reason for it being here. At least it stops any developers from building houses, so that's a good thing. All right, so this is the last of the photographs I need to take today. Home now for a nice cold drink. I mean, I've got some nice warm water in a bottle in my bag, but nice cold drink, something to eat, and then copy these photographs onto 2 separate places. And I've got two separate places now. I've splurged out though. I splurged out and I've got some more RAM for my Apple MacBook and an SSD drive. So once I've copied everything over, I will spend these 4 days of heat weather, the 40-degree temperatures coming up. I'm definitely not going to ride, and it'll give me something to do while I'm inside in air condition. Hopefully the power doesn't go out, but it'll give me something to do to turn this into the video and do all the photographs. I might have enough photographs. If I don't, then I know I'm only 1 or 2 photographs short, so look out for day number 10, which is coming up. It'll be, I know it will say day 10 finale. It's the last of the shots that I will have to do if I have to do anything. And then I'll just recap and go through what I've learned and what you need to prepare for if you're going to do this kind of trip. Itchy head. So, as today is my dedication to Lilu, she's with me today, and we thank you for joining us. The GoPro's still flat as, so there's no riding home. Has a little bit of travelling music 5 seconds before you end up the final screen. But look out for day number 10, finale, because I know it's going to be the last of the shots I'm going to have to take to get everything I need for the competition. I'm nowhere near first, second or third place, so I could keep riding and keep taking photographs. Oh, pardon me. But it's going to be no help. I'm never going to get up to the top 3 places. I just don't do enough riding interstate and so on. He's going to be annoyed because there's a double line all the way up that road, and if he doesn't break the law, he's going to be behind that white car all the way through. Sucked in. All right, thank you again. Another set of photographs done, and lunchtime for me. Be safe, be careful. One of the things I did notice in the a little bit of a Christmassy thing here, seeing it's the 2 weeks before Christmas, up near Clarendon and just those hills, all the people putting out Santa Claus figures in various poses. I must go up and just go in my car with a camera, take all these photographs and post them up to Facebook. I think they're the people that go to the effort of putting this up. Some wasn't too good last year. There was one of a Santa climbing up a hill and had an arrow in his back. That's a little bit, yeah. But others are good. I'll try and take the photos and I'll stick them up on the Facebook. So if you can get to my Facebook page, then have a look at all these photographs I'll try and stick up soon. Oh my God, bike riders. I couldn't. I'd be dead before I even got up to this level, let alone the top. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. A quiet ride home, lunch, liquid, and start doing my photos. And I'm getting all excited about trying to update my Macintosh computer. Fingers crossed I'll still have a Macintosh computer after I've finished with it. Yeah, not that confident. All right, bye for now, and thank you again.